Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another episode of All Elite with Keeks on this fine, cold Monday. Hey, if you enter in the chat, welcome to the chat. Playoffs, NBA playoff season. We are here. You got for the AFC, you have Mahomes versus um NFL. Yes, NFL playoffs. You have Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson. And then on NFC, you have Mr. Golf versus Purdy. So yes, it's a wonderful time in NFL. Uh we're closing into probably the favorite time of the year, which is season. That's when wrestling thrives the most. Um Now I ain't saying that basketball nobody cares, but basketball and football is good. It's no competition, but usually once NFL season is over, that is the time that in wrestling thrives in all promotions. So we're stepping into wrestling season. That's what I call it. We stepping into the wrestling season once the NFL is over. Now, if you are into the XFL and the USS, they are together now. Shout out to Arlington Renegades. They won the XFL championship last year. Tickets is like $20. You should go and support these people. I like, the XFL and stuff. They doing stuff for people that's not, they may not make it to the NFL, but they have this partnership with NFL that some of them are getting some of those guys. So the hustle never stops. That's what alternatives are for. The beauty and alternatives. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody can go to the NFL. So all you college players that's playing at 26 and still staying, that one dude, he's still staying to play for, I think it's Miami. He like 27 or some shit like that. It's time for you to get a job. Like, it's just go ahead and go to the XFL or that, and you could get drafted. I believe they said that he was playing with the dude from 49ers, the racist guy. What's his name? He be ready to tackle black quarterbacks. Nick Bosa. Yeah, he played with Nick Bosa in college, and he's still playing college. Like, you have the Ohio University of not Ohio, Oregon. The quarterback for Oregon is old as hell too. Like, it's time for y'all to get a job. Okay, it's time for these old folks in college. Y'all playing against these 18, 19, 20-year-olds at your big age. These people are married with children. Get a job. Like, it's not fair. They need to do something. Alleged racist. They need to do something about these 27. They talking about these NILs. You need to do something about these 27, 28-year-olds that is still playing in college, that refuse to just graduate, or they refuse to draft. Like, do something about that. Now, if your major is like criminal justice or social services, things like that, ain't no way in hell you should still be in college for 8 years if you're not getting your master's. If you still on your basics and you there for, CJ majors and stuff like that, and you still there in college, it is time for you to get a job, okay? Time for you to get a job. But that's neither here or there, okay? So we're gonna get into some wrestling today. Beautiful time, beautiful opening for 2024 for AEW, and we're going to get into it. Let's start off with Dynamite and also Collision's openers that happened. Yeah, we had the openers. We had Christian Cage. We had Christian Cage, Dustin Rhodes, and also in Collision we had John Moxley and Shane Taylor. The opening for both Dynamite and Collisions were great openers. Christian Cage versus Dustin Rhodes. Very, 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 very aggressive. Like both of them reached their inner youths in this match. Like Dustin Rhodes reached his 97 him, and Christian Cage was on his 2000 and 2001 him in this match. The kill switch by Christian was deadly. Okay, it was deadly. Dustin Rhodes, he hit Nick Wayne with that what they do all the time that people complain about. But I said last week, for some reason, Dustin Rhodes, and he's 60 by the way, in the middle, he starts off real slow, but out of nowhere, his adrenaline just picks up out of nowhere, and once his adrenaline is up, it just takes off. It takes off. And Christian Cage, he was like matching with him. They both was matching energies in the match. They faced each other before. They're familiar with each other. No, it's not slow. It's not slow. Drip is Davis. Please don't. It wasn't slow. It was a great opening match. Got the crowd going. Christian picked up this win. Dustin Rhodes takes his loss. Okay, so you had that for Dynamite, and then also on Collision again, it was Jon Moxley versus Shane Taylor. Another great opening match for Collision. Shane Taylor is a phenomenal wrestler. He's really good. He's good on the mic. He's aggressive. He reminds me of Vader when he wrestles. Jon Moxley was 3 steps ahead. He was able to counter Shane Taylor chops and hits was deadly. It's godly. The only nitpick that me and Davis had this conversation, my only nitpick with Shane Taylor, and it may not be his fault, the gear is killing me. It's killing me. We have to figure the gear out. That's my only riffraff with Shane Taylor. Everything else is perfect. He can talk. He can obviously wrestle. It's the gear. The gear is just I need better gear. And if he's gonna do the shorts look, how about lose the muscle shirt? And the shorts doesn't necessarily have to be a bright color. And if you want to add a bright color, I prefer like a design, like a stripe or something like that. I mean, I get that, but we getting money now, okay? We getting money. He not in the trenches no more. We getting money, so now he can kind of invest in a better gear. Like I said, he reminds me of Vader so much when he wrestles. So maybe a possibility if he could kind of adapt a little bit of what Vader used to wear in Japan, that will probably work for him. So, it's no shade and no body shaming or nothing like that. It ain't got nothing to do with it. I just feel like the gear, it just has to be better. To me personally, that's my only nitpick is the gear. Jon Moxley was, of course, like I said, he was 3 steps ahead with the counter against Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor had the upper hand in the match most of the time. It was showcasing him as a big man. But Jon Moxley ended up putting Shane Taylor to sleep. Like Shane Taylor always saying, he puts people to sleep, but Jon Moxley put him to sleep this time. So Jon Moxley picked up the win, and then after the match, he was just letting everybody know in the locker room, hey, y'all talking a little bit too much. Y'all got to keep up with me. Y'all got to keep up with me now. And ended as that. So great openers for both Dynamite and also Collision. And so we're going to move on to the next one. It was Penta and Commander and versus Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. And then also on Collision, you had Adam Copeland. He did an open challenge, and it ended up being Dante Martin. Dante Martin ended up accepting the open challenge against Adam Copeland. Again, Adam Copeland is adapting to AEW style matches because AEW have different style techniques in ring with wrestlers. They have the strong style, they have the high flyers, they have the lucha style, they have different techniques in AEW, and he's adapting using these young wrestlers. He is showcasing these young wrestlers. We've seen Dante Martin before. This is just a fantasy booking for him and who he's had an eye on, so he can just I guess see what he got. But of course, he picked up the win against Dante Martin. Dante Martin. Now I love that counter that he did with the spear. That was very cool spot with Dante Martin. Adam Copeland was coming for the spear, and he did the counter off the ropes that he always do. He turned into Spider-Man. Great. It was great. And then after the match, Adam Copeland was just letting know, okay, I'm doing these young stars. I want some vets. I want some vets that's up in here. And that's when we saw the pick that on Wednesday, it will be Adam Copeland versus Suzuki. We'll see how that go. We will see how that go. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you need something? My daughter, y'all. You need something? Okay. Go ahead. Go lay down. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My babies, y'all. One of them is sick. Actually, both of them are sick. One of them is coming over the fever, and the other one got what she got. So I'm over here to take care of sick babies. So yeah. But yeah, it's Suzuki versus Adam Copeland for Dynamite. Yeah, I'm with Malik. He needs to be careful of what he asking for. Adam Copeland is doing this is probably gonna be his first time doing a Japan strong style. So we're gonna see how this goes. Either he looks good, or it's gonna be like, you ain't ready yet. So we'll see how this goes, see if he's ready. All right. Again, Penta, not Penta, I'm sorry. Yeah. Penta and Commander for Dynamite. Another great match that happened on Dynamite. Penta and Orange chemistry. You cannot go wrong with these two chemistries against each other. Trent Beretta is another one. He was so aggressive in ring wise. Orange Cassidy, again, he was making an example out of Commander if you was paying attention. Like Orange Cassidy was being a little bit brutal to Commander, but he's making it. He's trying to show Roger Strong, like, hey, if this is what you really want, this is what you about to get. I'm about to show it off right here. Orange and Trent kind of was having a little bit of a competition wise. If you didn't peep, anything Orange was doing, Trent was kind of doing it a little bit physically, and Orange counter with that with more physically, and then Penta, being the counter king that he is, he was countering. Great match between the four. They've been here before. You could tell they've been here before. And then after the match, the Kingdom came out. Orange Cassidy. Roger Strong is challenging Orange Cassidy at AEW's Revolution, the pay-per-view that comes out in March. He wants the international title. And Orange Cassidy was trying to slap. I thought it was funny. He was trying to slap the mic out of Roderick Strong. He's just so comical in a way, like the little things that he do. So we had that for Dynamite and also Collision. Now on Dynamite, it was a little, a minor tribute, not a minor, but a small tribute to Mark Briscoe. It was the day that he had passed away. It's been a year. Jay Briscoe, excuse me. It was a tribute to Jay Briscoe. Mark Briscoe came out to honor his brother, and he came out with his nieces. They were also last year was part of the accident, and that caused Jay Briscoe to lose his life. So it was good seeing him. It was very emotional. People, you had either tears in his eyes or whatever. Yes. Yes, ma'am. So Jay Briscoe, in memory to him, a major loss in the wrestling community, especially for modern wrestling. And it was a good thing we was able to see the nieces, his daughters, that was also in that tragic accident. I'm glad that everybody is doing good, still healing from the situation. It's going to take time. Grieving is no time limit to grieving. And it's just good to see Mark Briscoe in high spirits with everything, because we know what you didn't see one without the other. And now Mark Briscoe is on his journey, and it's in memory of his brothers. So that was another, a great touch to Dynamite. And then also on Dynamite, we had Young Bucks. They did their interview. Young Bucks is now, morphing into their character. Everybody has this misconception of Matt and Nick Jackson. They are, yes, they can be passive with their jokes and things like that, but people have this misconception that they are assholes, that they are toxic, that they are causing all types of commotion, that nobody likes them, that they did this and this and this. So now they are turning into the exact thing that people portray them to be. And it's actually going to be a good character change for them. They want to go in as Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. They want to be called by their government name that their parents gave them. So we're going to see some healing. And also, they said some key things in their promo. They're saying thing represents the generation that we're trying to destroy. And they're not wrong with that. And it's kind of right on my topic, on my main topic that I will talk about later. But everything that Sting represents, we are trying to get rid of. And not Sting in general, but just where he comes from. And we know those old school wrestlers, their mentality, they brought in a lot of this toxicity in the wrestling industry. And we see it all the time on Twitter and things like that. So, but we'll talk about it a little bit later on for my topic, my main topic. And then after that on Dynamite, we had for the ROH 6-man championship, it was the Mongol Embassy versus Bullet Club Gold. And then also on Collision, it was Buddy Matthews versus Daniel Garcia. Again, both great matches. Gates of Agony and Brian Cage, which is Mongol Embassy. Again, 3 powerhouses, but in different styles. Lucha style, strong style, and physical. All 3 of them is different, but it works. And like I said last week, Gates of Agony, since they came back from Japan, they improved a lot in ring, especially Khan. Khan is definitely picking up on his in-ring psychology. And we see it in this match. And also, kudos to Bullet Club Gold as well. Jay White has done a great job with the guns. The guns have improved a lot. I enjoyed that little Euro step that Austin Gunn did. That was really cool. And then Jay White, he is very manipulative in the ring against his opponent. He gets in folks' head when he wrestles. And now we have new 6-man ROH tag champions, which is Bullet Club Gold. They have the belt now. Some people feeling it, some people don't, but you have to trust the process in this. And then Collision, I'm sorry, but then after the match, not after the match, but the Acclaim did help Bullet Club Gold take the win, which we will get further into after I talk about Buddy Matthews and Daniel Garcia. Now, on Collision, Daniel Garcia had a match. Buddy Matthews was accompanied with the rest of the House of Black. Daniel Garcia had FTR as well. Great match between the two. Buddy Matthews, he's always great in the match to me. And Daniel Garcia is getting better each time that he's in the ring. He won by, not cheated, but he stole the win against Buddy Matthews. And then it turned into a whole brawl. FTR, Daniel Garcia, and House of Black. It was a whole brawl. All wrestlers from the locker room had to break up the match between the two. It was crazy. But now it's set up a match on Collision. It's a cage match on Collision for this coming week. This coming Saturday, which is FTR Daniel Garcia versus House of Black. Elimination trio steel cage match for Saturday. And then also just to piggyback from the Bullet Club Gold, and we saw on Collision as well, they came out with their championship belts, and then the Acclaim came out. Now we have Bang Bang Bullet Club Gold. Bang Bang Scissor Game. Yeah, that's what it is. Bang Bang Scissor Game. So we have that. Now it is actually stories in this. I know people are like, we know it's going to be a betrayal, but it's two stories. Not Austin Gunn, but the other one the other one that what's his name? The young, not the youngest one, but the oldest one. The oldest one is attached to his father still, so I don't think he's going to be feeling. I don't think he wants to betray his father. So it's going to be very interesting. Is he going to be willing to betray his father or not? So that's also a story. And they kind of hinted that when he was just speaking out, like, can we think about it and stuff like that? He was very hesitant. So when they have to do this move, I don't think he's going to be with it. And that's going to cause tension in within Bullet Club Gold. So also pay attention to that. So yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's my signal, y'all. Sorry. So pay attention to that. And then we also saw Juice Robinson, the cutout. Everybody popped the Juice Robinson cutout. We know it's no more of the Jay White cutout. They have the Juice Robinson cutout. So look out for that. The next match, it was Private Party versus Top Flight. And then it was also on Collision, it was Roderick Strong versus Matt Sydal. Top Flight versus Private Party. It's new, it's fresh. Mark Quinn just got back from his injury. You know, he had a little bit of ring rust because he was injured. He hasn't been wrestling since 2022. And of course, it was going to be hiccup. It was slow. It took a little bit of time, but they found their footing. They found their footing in this match. It is parallels between Top Flight and Private Party because you had Darius Martin that was out with an injury, and also Mark Quinn out with an injury. You had Isaiah Cassidy and also Dante Martin. They had to be the front runners to represent both of their tag teams so they can stay relevant within the AEW community. And what they're doing with Top Flight and Private Party, they trying to, I don't think they're trying to, they will eventually, but Top Flight and Private Party will be the tag team rivalry in the near future. They're still both young talent, young tag team champion, not champions, but a young tag team. We have to start building these, things for the future, for the greater good, especially for the tag team division. And I believe that's what they're going to do with Private Party and Top Flight. It's going to take time, but once it start get the rolling, it will be like the same dynamic of like the Usos versus the New Day, or FTR and Young Bucks, things like that. You want to make sure you keep a good tag team rivalry, and that's what they're going to do with Private Party and Top Flight. Okay, so don't be too hard. They took a little bit of as far as demo wise, like it lost attraction But if they keep showcasing them, especially as a tag team, and make them a big rivalry and keep building that up, it will eventually happen, because that's what they're going to do with these four. That's why they're going to have a rematch. And then a testament that it's going to continue to happen. So that's what I believe is going on between Top Flight and Private Party. We're going to build them up so they can always be that top tag team rivalry for the new generation to come. Okay. So moving on with Collision, it was Roderick Strong versus Matt Sydal. I knew this was going to be a good match off the rip. Two vets, they've been here before. They had good chemistry in ring. Song and dance between the two. Roderick Strong is Roderick Strong. He cannot go wrong. He was out there. The Kingdom was out there. And again, making another example just to show Orange Cassidy. So a good showcasing for Roderick Strong to build up his momentum and ranks, which we will get into later on tonight when I talk about it. And then we're going to get into the main event. The main event, which was the AEW World Championship match. Samoa Joe versus Hook. He is the FTW champion, and Samoa Joe is the AEW champion. And then on Collision, it was Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. And for Dynamite, a great main event for the champion. This was his first match as a champion, challenging Hook. I love the spot. Hook does, you got to look at his back. He turned his back on Samoa Joe. Right when the bell rang, he attacked Samoa Joe. He showed no fear throughout the entire match. Samoa Joe threw him on the announce table. Hook was still just like, F you. And Samoa Joe, not Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe was showing his frustrations to Hook because Hook wouldn't stay down. Hook kicked out of the muscle buster. People was talking about that. They was upset that he did that. It was the reason why Samoa Joe chose this young talent to do that. Hook is being built to be the strong competitor like his father was at ECW, but better, but more, but athletic and in a better position. Samoa Joe is Samoa Joe. Once again, he was just throwing him around, slinging him down, but Hook showed no fear. So this loss with Hook is not a jobber type L. It's actually a strong L. Like, even when he, the ref called the match because he had him in that chokehold, Hook still got up and still wants Samoa. Like, you cannot put me down. I'm going to still get up. And Samoa Joe again attacked him again, and then Adam Page came out and to save Hook. And then also in outside the ring, you had Swerve from the audience watching the whole thing going on. So it's hinting that we'll possibly get a triple threat match for the AEW Championship at Revolution against Samoa Joe, Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland. And then on AEW Collision's end, Eddie Kingston, Ortiz versus Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson was showing how much he doesn't respect or like Eddie Kingston in this match. He was getting into his head. Eddie Kingston was losing sight. He was definitely losing sight of the match. He was letting Danielson get into his head. He was wrestling with emotions instead of wrestling with logic. And you cannot do that when you're wrestling against Bryan Danielson, because if you do that, Bryan Danielson is going to get the upper hand and have the better advantage. The same way with Claudio and Ortiz. Now, I want to say Ortiz looked really, really good. You can tell he's been in the gym. He got he's getting bigger. And again, Claudio was being Claudio, and Ortiz did really good against Claudio and also Bryan Danielson. He was taking the bumps really well. He was confident. But again, Eddie Kingston was kind of losing sight of this match. He was letting Bryan Danielson get in his head. Bryan Danielson was taunting him a lot, and they end up picking up the win. And even after the match, Bryan Danielson spit on him and laughed and just walked on out. So I don't know. He came back from Japan. He adapted with Okada, that taunting and stuff like that from Okada, and brought it back to AEW. So we'll see where this goes. Obviously, it's leading to Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson because Claudio is over it. It's clear that Claudio, I don't want nothing else to do with Eddie Kingston. I'm sick of him. Danielson just don't respect Eddie Kingston, and Ortiz is just here for the vibes. So that's what you get. It was two great main events on both shows, and then it's no picture for it, but even after Dynamite, it was Tony Khan tweeted and announced that the AEW rankings are officially back. With that being said, it's a good thing. We know that the rankings was taken out. We knew, I've said it on the show, because CM Punk wanted that rankings out, so he got what he wanted, but now they're bringing it back. And I personally feel that it's rumored, I don't know how true it is, but it is rumored that Samoa Joe and also Bryan Danielson kind of helped with the changes with the rankings, how they used to do it from before. Before it was good, but it wasn't consistent. A little bit later on, but they bringing it back with a few changes to it. And I really hope, and I feel like that's where it's headed because certain stars are wrestling in ROH, which I will get into, but I feel like they're going to add ROH as part of the ranking systems like they did Rampage. So it will be Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, and also a few ROH. And I don't think the rankings will affect everybody. I think it will be more so of the people that they have in place for certain storylines. So you have the rankings for Collision and Dynamite and certain things. Yes, ma'am. My daughter, y'all. But we have certain things in line for the rankings. So I feel like they're going to add ROH to that mix. Not everybody is going to wrestle at ROH, but the certain top stars that do wrestle at ROH, it will count towards a ranking. But we'll see. Don't take my word for it, but that's what I've just been peeping since I've been watching ROH. And I knew that was the direction that they was going because certain people was wrestling at Rampage, certain people was wrestling at ROH. So you kind of figured that that's what they was leading to. And then plus the Samoa Joe promo that he did, now that he is champion, he kind of hinted that we're getting back towards that rankings. So let's get into Rampage. Speaking of Rampage, again, it started off Chris Jericho versus Master Doll. Chris Jericho ends up taking the win. Penta versus the indie talent Anthony Henry. Penta ends up taking the win on that. Main event for Rampage, it was Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy. This was, I want to say this was Jeff Hardy's best match since he's been at AEW. You can always trust in Darby Allin against the vets. He always bring out the best in the vets. And I think it's hinting a Jeff Hardy heel turn. We know without Jeff Hardy, there is no Darby Allin. So Darby Allin looks up to Jeff Hardy a lot, obviously. And Darby Allin was trying to acknowledge Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy didn't want his acknowledgement at all. So we'll see what it is with that. But again, like I had said previously, it may be a Jeff Hardy heel turn. Jeff Hardy has a match coming up on Dynamite. It's against Swerve Strickland. And then, of course, Darby Allin will be at Dynamite with Sting. So we'll see what's going to happen and what's going on, okay? Moving on to Ring of Honor review / Keeks of Honor. Briefly, again, it started off with episode 47. Nyla Rose versus Erica Lay. Nyla Rose, phenomenal. She takes the win on that. You had Undisputed Kingdom versus Iron Savages. Undisputed Kingdom takes their win on that match. A must-see match. It was Claudio versus Brian Keith. Great match between the two. I suggest you guys watch that match. Claudio takes the win, but Brian Keith blacked Claudio's eye. You saw his eye, how it was looking on Collision. So if you're like, why Claudio eye look like that? Brian Keith did that, okay, y'all? So make sure y'all watch that match. And also, it was the ROH 8 women tag match. It was Billy Starks, Lady Frost, Kiera Hogan, and Queen Aminata versus Taya Valkyrie, Robin Renegade, Rachel Ehring, Layla Hirsch. Great match between the ladies, ROH women business. After that match, a Band-Aid came out, and they are getting ready for that ROH Women's TV Championship. They haven't revealed the bracket for that yet, for that tournament. That's going to be very, very interesting. Also, you had Top Flight versus Butcher and Blade. Again, Top Flight took a win on that match, and that's why I'm like, they probably going to use ROH for these rankings, y'all. So that's why I'm going to cover ROH, because it makes sense. I made the right decision when I did this. Then you have Mark Briscoe versus Serpentico. Mark Briscoe takes the win. Nyla Rose issued a promo. It was very comical on her end, making fun of Billy Starks, and she's coming for the belt against Athena. So that is brewing as well. Athena is still on her vacation. She carried the company on her back, so she can take a long rest as long as she wants. And then after that, it was Diamante versus Dream Girl Ellie. Diamante takes a win to that. They are still on the Johnny TV and Dalton Castle storyline, where Johnny TV is refusing to wrestle against Dalton Castle because he's saying that Dalton is not TV ready. So we will see where they lead on to that. And Kyle Fletcher versus Christopher Daniels. Kyle Fletcher takes a brutal win against Christopher Daniels, but it was also a must-see match. That's another match that I recommend y'all watch as well. And then Ethan Page wants a title shot against Kyle Fletcher for the ROH TV Championship. So that would be good as well. And then for the main event for ROH, it was Vikingo versus Action Andrade. And we know that is possibly the last probably not now, though, because he's dropping the AAA title. But it's Action, possibly Vikingo's last match on AEW, but not really now because he's dropped the title for personal reasons. It's clear that Vikingo wants that money, so he's going to do anything necessary to stay wrestling in the States, and especially AEW. It's obviously that he likes it there, so he drops the AAA title after he defended it against Action Andrade. So we'll see how that goes. So that is it for ROH. Make sure y'all tune in to ROH every Thursday on the ROH app. And if you don't got the app, that's why I'm reviewing it. I'm just letting y'all know who wins and who loses. Since they bringing the rankings back, that's why I'm going to cover ROH, because I feel like I said previously, they are going to use ROH part of the ranking system. He's tired of being on the Titanic. Okay. All right, let's get into women business.
This is what you need to do. You need to stay out of women business.
Ooh. Got my drink in my cup, y'all. Women business. It was a great women business week again for AEW. I'm proud of them. Dynamite, Anna Jay versus Deonna Purrazzo. I commend Anna Jay because it's obviously Anna Jay. She wants to get better and she wants to work. And you see it, like she doesn't want to just be a pretty face. She truly wants to work. So I commend her for that, because at first I was just like, Deonna versus Anna Jay don't make sense. But at the same time, just like, you know what? I'm not even going to look at it like that. I'm going to look at it as Anna Jay wants to get better. Seeing all the girls doing a great job and things like that, that motivates you to want to get better. And I think that she's seeing that with everybody. So she's just like, I want to get better. I want to get better. Everybody's eating. I want to eat too. I want to be part of the conversation too. And I commend her for that, because you have some wrestlers that's just like, they're complacent. They don't care if they don't improve or not. And you can see Anna Jay is hungry to improve. So I give her that. I'm going to give her a kudos for that. I'm not even going to criticize her too hard, because she wants to try. She wants to get better. Deonna Purrazzo, again, phenomenal, great wrestler. She's always been great. She always had my respect. Anybody that wrestled against Fabi Apache and won clean got my respect off top. She's always, ever since I seen that match, I'm just like, okay, I see her. After that match, I'm sorry, Toni Storm was commentating that match. She was out there with Mariah May and also her butler. It was entertaining. Deanna wants Tony Storm. You know, Deanna and Tony has history together. I had posted on my Instagram, wrestling is always a full circle. Um, so we most likely we will see Deanna versus Tony Storm at AEW Revolution. Tony Storm was throwing shoes at Deanna, Deanna throwing shoes back. It was very comical, and I enjoyed that angle. It's going to be a great match between those two. These two are familiar with each other. They've been friends before. They wrestled with each other overseas before. They was at the dojo together. So it's gonna be good, y'all. It's gonna be good. And AEW Collision, it was Thunder Rosa, her first singles match since being back from her injury and everything. Thunder Rosa versus Queen Aminata. Great strong style women's match on Collision. Thunder Rosa is wrestling with confidence. She's not wrestling with a chip on her shoulder. And I loved what I saw. Queen Aminata, again, she is very charismatic. She gets the attention, and I know people are like, we want to see her win. Her win is going to be meaningful. And what I think was going to happen with Queen Aminata, she may be the one to win the Women's Owens Hart tournament. They're going to put her in that tournament, and she may win this year. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't. I feel like she's going to win this year. So great match between the two ladies, between Thunder Rosa and Queen Aminata. It very like the crowd was on their feet. They was cheering for both women. Every L is not an L. Again, she's on this Sky Blue journey. You know, the same thing that was going on with Sky Blue that they was doing, and now Sky Blue is one of the top ladies at AEW. It's going to happen for the same way for Queen Aminata. She has faced Thunder Rosa. She's faced Sheeta. Like, she's faced some great opponents so far, and she's standing out on the losses. So don't say like, oh my gosh, she's losing. Her win is going to be meaningful. So we're just be patient. It's gonna happen, y'all. And again, she did another match on Rampage against Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander versus Queen Aminata. Again, another great match with Queen Aminata against a great Chris Statlander. And I want to say Chris Statlander is probably one of the best women wrestlers of this generation. She is phenomenal, and she keeps getting she's getting good each match. That's what makes Chris Statlander stand out. Like, each match is something different, and it's great. It's great. And that hip thrust that Queen Aminata did on Chris, that was very, very deadly. That was very, very deadly. She don't look weak in each match. She is getting stronger. She's getting stronger with each match. A testament to both of them. So it was good. And then after that, it happened on Collision, but Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale and Stokely. Willow Nightingale missed Chris Statlander's match that happened on Rampage because of her flight. And Stokely and Willow had a little back and forth, and Chris was just like, we're going to have to figure this out. So she is looking like she's really considering Stokely to be her manager. We'll see where this goes, but this is a great story. And I forgot to add, but I'll talk about it again. The Outcast, Ruby Soho and Saraya. You know, Saraya is, she is coming in between Ruby Soho and her dude, Cool Egg Hag. So we got that story going. So AEW's women division is doing better. It's kicking off in the right foot. Women business is in a new light, and I like seeing it. I love seeing this. So hey, Britt Baker, if you're coming back, you gotta step up. Beautiful gowns, good promo, but in ring now, if you ain't coming with it, you about to get lost, because we have some women now that is coming with it. You gonna get lost in the shuffle if you ain't improving. Serena Deeb about to come back too. Serena Deeb, I already know what she coming with, so if you're coming in, you better come in at 100. Because if you coming in and you doing what you always do, you're going to be lost in the shuffle. And no more of that DMD, because ain't nobody going to care to say that shit no more. Okay? Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I had to go mother mode. You know, I got two of them. When I start doing my show, that's when they trying to sneak and do everything. Like I don't see them. And I caught one of them trying to sneak a snack or something. No. And especially if you see it. Yeah, so you know, I had to get on mommy's mode. Yes, Jamie Hader is due soon. They don't have a word on the calculated time, but she has been posting pictures. She has been working out, so she may be coming back too. So, Britt Baker, hey, you was needed in the first half, but we on the second half now. And if you ain't coming with it again, you gonna get lost in that show. Cause your absence is, you know, we're not. You can probably. No, that's too mean. I ain't gonna say that. I'm trying to keep it positive. Never mind. Gotta keep it positive. I almost said something out of pocket, y'all. I almost said something out of pocket. All right, so we're gonna move on to the main topic. The main topic. I gotta scroll because I write down everything. That's how you keep up. I'm an organized person. Main topic, y'all. The episode of this week is experience is wisdom. Okay, experience is wisdom. Now, I named this episode "Experience is Wisdom" for a lot of reasons, but we're gonna talk about it. Okay. One of the main problems in wrestling, especially in modern wrestling, is interpersonal ageism. What is interpersonal ageism? Interpersonal ageism is one of those things. It's like when older people just automatically assume because they are older, they are wiser. And they automatically assume because somebody is young, they don't know nothing. That's not, and in wrestling, it can cause things to not evolve. Can you put up the picture of Okada real quick? Okay, so it was announced recently. Of course, we know that Okada is leaving New Japan. Major news at that. Like that was major. That's New Japan, heart and soul. And he's leaving New Japan, and he hasn't said where he's going or anything like that. But he previously said that he wants to try new things in his wrestling career, which I respect. Everybody does that. I mean, that's the same thing Adam Copeland is doing too. Now from New Japan fans, what I've seen and what I've also seen myself, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing because New Japan hasn't built around the younger stars that they have. Because a lot of times, and it's also a problem that we've recently seen in WWE as well. That's always been a problem. The problem is, you know, you have promoters, they are too reliant on their older talent. It's okay to be reliant on your older talent because they have experience. But the problem is, if you're too reliant on them, there is no growth. And when there's no growth, you're going to panic. Right now, New Japan, they have to build around their their junior championship, and they haven't built around their younger stars. Now they have to now because Okada is leaving. The one person that they always build around with, even the president himself, Tanahashi. Everything evolved around the older stars and never the younger stars. They had a chance to build around Will Ospreay. They had a chance to build around, you know, certain people that is there. I don't quote me out because I'm a casual New Japan fan. I'm not like, you know, if you want to go in depth to that lyric, she's one of the people that touched on it as well. recently. But I am familiar with, can you put up the Vince McMahon picture, please? It's the same scenario because now you have Triple H because he's learning from Vince's mistakes because Vince was always too reliant on the older talent. He was too reliant on the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era stars that he wasn't building around the newer stars. He was trying to do that with Austin Theory, but nobody cares about Austin Theory. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why most of them do that is because they do not trust their younger stars. That's an issue. Like, younger stars are going to make mistakes. That's how they learn. They're going to make those mistakes. They're going to look awkward. People are going to react like, who is this and stuff like that. Fans are going to be like that. You have to win the fan base. Just look back at 1997 with WWE. 1997 was kind of like the peak year that it was transitioning from the Hulk Hogan and the Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart era to what you have the Attitude Era with Stone Cold and The Rock and all of them. You have to let the younger talent thrive. You have to let them experience some things. It's going to be awkward. It's going to like, okay, let's figure it out. But you have to let them figure it out. And the issue is if you do not build around the younger stars, because these old stars are not going to wrestle forever. These modern day now vets like the Seth Rollins, the Roman Reigns, Kenny Omegas, Adam Pages, they are the new vets now, and they're not trying to wrestle at no 60, no 70 years old. They want to live their lives. So if you do not build around your younger stars, or at least give them the opportunity to become anything, it's going to cause a riffraff in the business. I would say since Triple H has been in WWE, we have been seeing younger stars. A testament to last year's Royal Rumble. And I hate that some of the content creators reacted the way that they did because they didn't see any vets. But I'm like, that's what they are supposed to do because you're not used to that because Vince McMahon has been so reliant on the Attitude Era stars. It's going to look different. Last year, Royal Rumble was probably the first Royal Rumble I've seen in a long time where they just trust the stars that they have. On the men's side, not the women. The women I understood because, you know, the women's ratings and the viewership, that's different compared to the men. The women, they don't have the same type of opportunities and don't have the same type of leverage and things like that. It's not their fault, but it's just in America, women's wrestling don't really matter like that. The men do. But the men's Royal Rumble, it was the first time last year that they relied on the locker room that they had. People was waiting to see who was going to come back. Nobody came back. They trusted what they had in the locker room. And I would give kudos to Triple H because of that. You have to do that. You have to rely on the people that you have. So that way it can continue. It can thrive. And the reaction I remember I saw, especially on Twitter, it was like, where is this person? I thought we was going to see this person. I thought we was going to, no. Trust the roster that you have. It's time to start trusting the roster that you have. Don't nobody want to see Goldberg barely walking to there. Don't nobody want to see these people no more. And then if they do come, it benefits nobody. All of you saying to these people is, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to be front and center. I don't trust you to make the money. We let's call the Rock. What the Rock doing? And you have a whole talent right here. You got Gunther right there. What you need the Rock for? It's good to see him every now and then. What you calling John Cena for? You have this person. What you calling this person for? You have this person. Trish Stratus probably was the only one that I witnessed She was trying to do something for the better of the women's division. Some of these vets are very, very selfish. They're not trying to enhance and also guide the younger talent. They're here to be selfish. That doesn't work for me. I'm not losing to this person. I'm not losing. This person's a kid. I'm not losing to this. You don't want to do that. That's that interpersonal ageism, because you feel like I'm this old. I've been here and done this before, that this person is not reliant. A testament to, can you put up the Tony Khan and Eric Bischoff? I will use this example as well. Eric Bischoff has a nitpick with Tony Khan. First of all, we know because Tony didn't give him a job. But Eric Bischoff feels like Tony Khan is not capable of running a promotion. I know people hate that he says shit on Twitter, whatever. He's going to defend anybody that has passion on their company or what they do. They're going to defend it by any means. Tony Khan is probably one of the, he gets attacked a lot. He hears a lot. He sees it all. And he's going to react to it. It'll make anybody react. He's human. It happens. Not everybody is can handle criticism. But we know that criticism comes with it. But the reason why a lot of these older folk do not like Tony Khan is because Tony Khan, even though he's not perfect, he's not, I'm not saying he is, but he is trying to break certain barriers. He's trying to break certain things that we are used to seeing in the wrestling industry. Talent in AEW are able to have creative control. Talent know their worth, so they're asking for more money. Some wrestler promoters are so used to having power and control, and you have this, as Eric Bischoff called him, a kid, and this man is 41. You know what I'm saying? They see this person, he's giving them too much freedom. He's doing this, and they don't like that. You're challenging the old ways. People don't like when folks challenge the old ways. When you breaking, and I'm gonna say it to anybody's personal life, when you're breaking generational curses, you're gonna always be at war with the elders. You're gonna always be at war with the elders, anybody, including me. I say it all the time on my TikTok. When you're breaking down certain traditions that led to nothing but more trauma, it's going to cause war. You're going to be at war. Whether you're going to be at war with your mama or your daddy or your aunt. I will use me for an example. As tough as I am, I'm a gentle parent. I don't fuss at my kids over dumb stuff. I'm not going to fuss at my kids when they wake up in the morning. I'm not going to fuss at my kids if they are, they're crying. I let them cry. I let them have emotions. You know what I'm saying? I let them do certain things. And to the elders' eyes, it's soft to them. You're going to always be at war with the past when you're trying to break certain things. The wrestling business, some of that stuff, it needs to be broken. A lot of these modern wrestlers, they are trying to break this stuff, and it's going to be hard. And some of them are going to be at war with even their faves. You're going to be at war. It was a time in 2019 when AEW was starting. Tony Khan looked up to Eric Bischoff. Now he can't stand it. He cannot stand this man. But you know one person that he respects high and mighty and he never spoke bad about is Paul Heyman. Because Paul Heyman never said a bad thing about Tony Khan. Actually, Paul Heyman respects Tony Khan. He respects what he's trying to do, and especially what he's doing for ECW Legacy. You're going to be at war with people that you thought that you like, or you thought, he respected Eric Bischoff for what he did for the business as far in the 90s. So you having somebody that you look up to talk crazy about what you're doing, it's going to cause you're going to be at war. But some of these wrestlers need to understand, because Bubba Ray Dudley is one of those. You have certain elder people, they think because they are a certain age that they are right. But what people fail to realize is, just because somebody is younger than you don't mean that they're not wiser than you. Some people, especially us millennials, they call us the most disrespectful ones. But what they fail to realize is, us millennials, we've seen a lot. We paid attention. And a lot of these millennial wrestlers, they've seen a lot. They've seen the patterns. And just because they feel like, hey, y'all did it for this way, but it has been hurtful. We don't want to be hurtful. We want to wrestle, but we don't want to hurt nobody. They always go back to when they was hazing folks. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Just because these modern stars don't want to do that, it doesn't make them soft. Undertaker didn't like the New Day because they was playing the game in the locker room. Don't nobody want to hurt nobody. Everybody is human. Don't nobody want to repeat that cycle. And I'm not a Miz fan, but Miz was bullied. These stars do not want to be bullies. They don't want to bully nobody. They are here to wrestle. They are here. They want to have a safe locker room. And if you don't have a safe locker room, where can you go to? Don't nobody want to keep repeating these cycles that people are used to. And you have some of these older folk are jealous that some of these modern people are not going through the same thing that they are. Because these modern stars can stand up and be like, you're not going to talk to me like that. I'm a grown-ass man or I'm a grown-ass woman. You're not about to bully this person. He did nothing to you. Or they taking certain people under their wing. That's that interpersonal ageism. Bubba Ray Dudley is a prime example because he always, want to bring up, well, we did this and this and this. Okay, yes, who cares? But that was the wrong way. You caused trauma on people. People are traumatized by certain things that has happened. Why do you think The Rock had a 7-year run and he got the fuck out? Some of these people ain't trying to wrestle forever because of the stuff that they've been through. People love Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels gave The Rock hell for his race. Triple H did too. These people are not trying to repeat the same things that they are used to, going through. So you have to break those molds. Put up Darby Allin. I'm going to use Darby Allin for an example on something. Put up the pillar. Darby Allin. Darby Allin is one of them. Okay. I said it earlier. Darby Allin is trusted with vets because Darby Allin, Shawn is a real life. Yes, he was a real life bully. People can change. Yes, they can change and stuff like that. But people have revisionist history. Just because what they did today don't mean that that's who they was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was a bully, and he was the one that bullied The Rock. Because Shawn Michaels was bullied. Like it was a repeating cycle. Shawn Michaels was bullied for being small. So some people a lot of these people end up becoming who they didn't like. And then you have these modern wrestlers, they are ending it. They are ending it. That's why it's important that Roman Reigns break the Hulk Hogan streak. Things are meant to be broken for a reason. Hulk Hogan was not a good person. Roman Reigns ain't did nothing to nobody. Now, it was a little something between him and Sasha because with the showcase, but he ain't never did nothing to be toxic or nothing like that. People speak good things about Roman Reigns. So some things are meant to be broken for a reason. But back to what I was saying about Darby Allin, because Darby Allin represents the newer generation. He's young. Darby Allin is trusted with veterans for a reason. It's a reason why Sting put him under his wing. You know what I'm saying? Um, the one thing I can say AEW is doing a good job by, no matter what the faction is, they have a vet in the faction. The Acclaim, BCC, Bullet Club Gold. Jay White is considered a vet. All of even the Outcast, Soraya. It's a veteran. Christian done a great job with Jack Perry, and he also has Nick Wayne now. Chris Jericho, he's not the most liked right now, but he was also a good veteran. Matt Hardy, he's not liked either, but he was also a good veteran to Isaiah Cassidy. These people are using their experience, the wisdom that they have learned from their experience to help the younger stars. AEW is probably not the only one, but they are doing a great job, a testament to maintain younger stars, to where you have people was looking forward to Samoa Joe versus Hook. And it was Samoa Joe's idea to face Hook. It wasn't one of those, oh man, he facing this. No, we was looking forward to that match because Hook has been built properly as a young talent. You have to do that in order for wrestling to thrive. Because I would say 20 years from now, networks ain't gonna want to put wrestling on their networks anymore, because wrestling don't make networks the money like it should. I mean, they give them some change, but they not making no money, and then it's gonna be a point to where they're gonna have either their own streaming service, or you're gonna see them only on pay-per-views, and you're gonna have to catch a house show. It's gonna get to that point. So you want to build younger stars. You want to give the network, hey, this person is the future. And if you're not going to keep showcasing them, they're not going to see it, because people, like, you're too reliant on the older stars. So I give kudos to AEW for always showcasing younger stars, as awkward as they may be. Mistakes will happen, but you have to give it time. Time is an essence. Y'all want instant gratification, and it's also to us fans to be patient with younger stars. The younger stars are not going to come out the gate and be what you want them to be. You got to give them time to develop. That's why y'all see me on Twitter saying we're not accepting no more Jack Perry fans. I'm gatekeeping Jack Perry for a reason, because from day one, since I've seen him, I knew, I was like, that boy is going to be something. Just give it time. And he is finding his footing. And he's going to Japan. And when he comes back, he's going to be the one. He has a look. He looks like his daddy, just as fine as his daddy is. He's getting bigger. The talking, it will get there. But Jack Perry has never missed on a pay-per-view. And I knew since day one, when I was like, he got a lot to work on as far as like his character and stuff like that, but he never missed on a pay-per-view. Jack Perry has never missed on a pay-per-view. Darby Allin never missed on a pay-per-view. People didn't like Jack Perry. Darby Allin at first. They had to get, let's see what he's about. Now Darby Allin he is one of the first young stars, is called to go against the veterans. When they come to AEW, they trust Darby Allin to go against these vets, especially if they are signed. Darby Allin faced Samoa Joe. Darby Allin faced CM Punk. Darby Allin faced he's with Adam Copeland. He did that match with Adam Copeland. Darby Allin faced Christian Cage. He is trusted with these veterans for a reason. He is respected. And Sting put him under his wing. So the interpersonal ageism in wrestling, it has to stop. Just because you are 45 and you've been wrestling for a long time, people need to understand, it's some old fools out there. Old fools is out there, especially in wrestling. It's a lot of old fools in wrestling and also in wrestling media. It's some old fools. Just because you are 45, just because you are 50, don't mean that you are wise. Because it's a lot, like I said, old fools ain't learned nothing from their experience. We see it on the timeline. Sometimes Vince Russo, sometimes, we see it all the time. It's some old fools. And it just because, yes, there's some young fools out there, Sammy Guevara, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some younger ones that don't learn from their mistakes. But in order for you to have an experience, you have to learn from your experience. And when you learn from your experience, you become wiser and you become a respected veteran, like Bryan Danielson, like Roman Reigns, like Randy Orton had to grow up. You know what I'm saying? John Cena had to grow up. Brock Lesnar had to grow up. You see what I'm saying? People had to grow up. They had to learn from their experience. Christian Cage. I guess I could say Adam Copeland. You know what I'm saying? Trish Stratus. Lita. Mickey James sometime, but she be sometiming. But she's also another one. You have people that you can rely on that they learn from their mistakes. Some of these elder wrestlers need to understand your legacy is not going anywhere if you help the youth. A lot of them think that they're going to be replaced, but it's okay if you're replaced because your legacy will always be there. As long as we have wrestling historians that make sure we check these revisionist history that we always see on the timeline, your legacy and what you stand for will always be there. So you won't be replaced. Yes, Hulk Hogan, whatever his they are going to surpass his reign, but his legacy will always be there because he's the one that made wrestling. Whatever. It will always be there. People still bring up Bruno, it will always be there. El Santo, his legacy, it will always be there. Even though Rey Mysterio changed Lucha Libre, but we always refer to El Santo will always, Blue Demon. Legacies will always be there. It will always be there, regardless. So just because things are broken doesn't mean that people are saying fuck what you stand for or fuck what you contribute. It doesn't mean that, but wrestling has to evolve. And it's not going to evolve if you continue to have the interpersonal ageism. It won't. It will not evolve if you do not give these youngins a chance. It will not evolve because Young Bucks won't always be there. Kenny Omega won't always be there. You see what I'm saying? Like Kenny Omega probably won't even wrestle full time anymore. He'll probably wrestle sometime. And that's not even going to hurt AEW because we have young stars that they have built around. MJF absence don't mean nothing because we have young stars. Orange Cassidy is 39. He about to be 40. And I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have young stars. So even in wrestling media, you have to allow these youngins, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to podcast past no 35. I have a life. I got kids. I'm not trying to wrestle past no, I'm not wrestle shit. I'm not trying to do podcasting past no 35. And it's no shame to nobody that's 35 and plus that's podcasting, but what am I holding on to? Pass that torch. That's why I lift up Lyric and all of the younger girls for a reason. I'm not going to always do this for a long time. Here you go. Take off. If you need my help, I'm here. But I'm not going to be doing this for a long time. It's younger people that are interested in doing content. Here you go. Here, the mic is yours. And if you better than me, good. I want you to be better than me. That ego has to die. Like you have, it's okay. It is okay. I want these younger people to be better than me. I want these younger people to thrive. I give these folks these flowers. You better than I ever was. I'm glad that you is. You got a shoulder to stand on. That's what's wrong with wrestling. You have to be a shoulder for these younger folks to stand on. So then they can continue on the healthy in these promotions to push through. You have to lift them up and not tear them down. You can't be like, you will never be me because you this and this and this. No, put that man on your shoulder. If you see him messing up on, hey, look, you got it, but do it like this next time. The issue with the Jack Perry and CM Punk situation, now y'all could probably be there, but wasn't that what CM Punk was trying to do? No. CM Punk kind of came at him a little crazy about it. It's sometimes it's how you say it, not what you say, it's how you say it. With the whole glass spot. We don't do this shit in Collision. Okay. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it, especially if you elder. And y'all have to also remember, these younger people are looking at you. They watching and seeing how you do things. And we all been there with our parents. We seen how our parents do certain things, and we're like, I don't want to do it like that when I get her age or his age. I don't want to be like that. Most of these, the Adam Pages, the Roman Reigns, the Seth Rollins, and all of that, I don't want to be like that guy. I respect what he did, but I don't want to be like him. With Booker T is one of those, he has a hard time with accepting that there are going to be better black stars. Like, he has the mindset that he is he gives the approval of the black stars, but you have to uplift these folks. NXT, they got the Trick Williams and the Carmelo Hayes and things like that. And you have the Montez, you have well, Bobby Lashley's old, but you have no shade, but you have these newer stars. You have to uplift them, guide them, put them under your wing, put them on your shoulders so they can thrive, so wrestling can thrive. Experience is wisdom, not age in wrestling. So if you're in this chat and you're a content creator or you're an indie wrestler or whatever, got these young folk, because some of them is going to do what they see us do. We have to lead by example. We have to lead by example, or the stuff will continue. That's with a wrestler. If y'all continue to do certain things, it's going to continue, because you always have those misguided ones. Those misguided ones. And some of them, and also if you're a young wrestler, some of these old folk is going to lead you to a burning bush. And you don't want that either. Because all you're going to be doing is continuing the cycle. So we're going to have to stop all of this old folk. All you old ones, y'all going to have to stop. Let these youngins thrive. And all you fans, let these youngins make a mistake. And I ain't talking about mistake like assaults and stuff like that. I'm talking about in-ring mistakes. I'm talking about looking awkward, probably doing a promo. I'm talking about trying to figure out that character. Let them make those types of mistakes. Let them develop. They have to. They need to see what don't work. They need to see, okay, maybe I need to work on this. They need to see that. AEW Day Ones. We saw how awkward Darby Allin was, how awkward MJF was. We saw how awkward Jack Perry was. We saw how awkward Britt Baker was, Chris Statlander, all of them. We saw the awkwardness. They've never been on TV before. We saw that, and look where they are now. Give these folks room to grow. It's up to us. Like, Royal Rumble is coming up. It's this week. It may be the same how it was last year. It may not be no pop-ups for the men division. And if it's not, accept it. Women's, that can happen. That's fine. It's going to be that. Women's division is different. But the men's division, because we know men are like the forefront in wrestling. The men, it may not be no pop-up. And if it is, okay, whatever. Hopefully they throw their old ass out. But if it's not like that, say if 30 come out and is dominant, accept it. Accept it. It's time to build. Okay? So that is the main topic of discussion for tonight. So before I get out of here, for my announcements, I do need to do out the wrestling match of the week. Wrestling match of the week this week, it goes to Samoa Joe versus Hook, the AEW Championship match. That is my match of the week. Again, great showcasing. It's a testament to what I was talking about earlier with the younger stars and the veterans. This is a perfect example of what I'm saying. We know that Hook is the future. Samoa Joe, we in the Samoa Joe era in AEW, and things has been on a great note for AEW. I've said it again. I will say it one more time. Whoever the champion is at AEW, that's how the vibes is for the company. If it's the bullshitter as a champion, we're going to get some bullshit backstage and in the ring and things like that. So we're in the era of the Joe. Things are going to be looking really, 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 really good. It's going to be a new year, year 5 for AEW. They're on their 5th year. So we're going to expect some great, great things. Before we get out of here, announcements, I will be having guests on the show. Some of my guests ain't never podcast before. So y'all know my rules on my show. We're going to treat them with respect. If they are awkward, it is okay. Some people are nervous. Some people are shy. Some people, they just want to give it a try. And that's the way, young folk putting on my shoulder. Some people want to be content creators. Like I said, I ain't doing this past no 35. When I hit 35, that's it. That will be my last year of doing content. That will be my last year of All Elite with Keeks. I'm telling you. So I am 32. I'll be 33 this year. So y'all got 2 more years out of me. 2, probably 3. 2 more years out of me. It depends. But I ain't doing it in no 37, 38, 40, and none of that. I'm not doing it. I got kids, okay? My kids gonna probably be involved in things, and I want to be a part of it, because doing content, it takes time. You gotta, it takes time at your schedule, what you want to do, and I want to live. I will still be a wrestling fan. You'll still catch me on Twitter, but I'm not gonna do this for a long time. No. So some of the guests that I'm gonna be having on here, they never done content before. They want to give it a try. They want to see if they are good at it and things like that. And we're gonna treat them with respect. If they, say something out of pocket, y'all already know I'll probably be like, hey, we don't do that here. But say what you gotta say and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So next week, though, I will have AO from Ringside. He will be on the show for next Monday. So make sure you look out for that. It is the week of Royal Rumble, even though I don't do WWE content. But a fun fact about me, Royal Rumble is one of my favorite WWE pay-per-views of all time. I've always loved Royal Rumble. I've been to one when I was a child. Great experience. I'm grateful that I had the parents that I had that was able to take me to see the wrestlers during their prime. That's why I don't care to go to a WWE show now. I've seen who I needed to see. I've seen Stone Cold at his prime, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, China. I've seen those folks during that prom. So I'm grateful to that. I'm blessed. I was, able to see that. But yes, Royal Rumble is one of my favorite pay-per-views. I will be catching both Royal Rumble and Collision, probably Collision first, and then unless it's something that catches my eye. But I do want to see the women's Royal Rumble and of course the men's. Now the matches, I kind of don't care for the matches because I'm an in-ring person, so but I will catch those. So that's the fun fact about me. Royal Rumble is one of my favorite WWE pay-per-views ever. I've always loved Royal Rumble. So make sure y'all tune in every Thursdays for Public Enemies. Again, they're on Thursdays now. And y'all just have a good week. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, stay warm. It is cold out everywhere. Everybody is cold. And enjoy. And if you're going out there for Royal Rumble, y'all be safe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all have some money, okay? When y'all go out there, don't be DMing folks, asking them for their cash out, because people do be talking about y'all behind y'all back. I hope y'all know that. Do y'all know that? People be talking about y'all behind y'all back, especially the people that be going out there and they be going out there broke, or y'all be going out there and y'all don't got nowhere to stay. People be talking about y'all. Oh, yeah, they be talking about y'all. Yeah. So make sure y'all have some money. Make sure y'all have your hotel. Stop depending on people. Depend on yourself. If you can't afford to go, don't go. It's probably God telling you not to go. Something probably will happen. Listen to God, y'all. Sometimes it's God talking to y'all. If you ain't got the money to go to Royal Rumble, it's probably a reason why you can't go. He probably, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and don't be doing no GoFundMe's, because I'm telling you now, y'all can sue folks that's misusing these GoFundMe's. I'm telling people be using these GoFundMe's so they can go to these pay-per-views. Okay, if you cannot go, it is okay not to go. Just watch it on TV. That is probably God's way of looking out for you. People be broke. Yes, people be broke going to these events. People be broke going to WrestleMania. People be broke going to all of these events. They be depending on people. And these folks be talking about y'all. They be talking about this. These folks ain't y'all friends like y'all think. They be talking about y'all. These folks ain't y'all friends. So if you're going out there, be safe. Have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. Watch the crowd that you're with. Not everybody's your friend. Now, and if you going with your friend, just stick with your friend. But people be talking about folks in this space. Everybody ain't your friend now. So don't be going out there broke. Or if you pay, if somebody paying for you, they best believe they talking about you. We know about it. Best believe we know. As many stuff that people done said about other people to me, like this person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't care. I don't like you or the person that you're talking about. That's me. I don't give a fuck because I don't like you or the person that you're talking about. What does that got to do with me? Nothing. Okay. So enjoy yourselves. Also, I want to say congrats to Bianca Belair. Like she's the first Black woman on WWE 2K cover. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Her and Rhea, they deserve it. Rhea has been having the women's division on her back. Y'all need to be buying, as ugly as some of it is. Please buy her merch. She's not on the top 10. She needs to be on the top 10, especially they're building her to be a John Cena. But it's not going to correlate if y'all not buying her merch. Buy that lady merch. She deserves it. She's on TV. Her Hulu series is coming out. Buy the merch. As ugly as it is, buy it. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Buy it. I don't care. Buy it. Just buy it. I got a merch. I don't wear it because it's ugly, but buy it. Buy it. Buy Bianca Belair merch. She deserves it. Okay. All right. So, again, y'all have a good night. I love you guys, and I see y'all next Monday. Hit my getaway.
First of all, there's no such thing as white-collar crime. And there's definitely no such thing as black-on-black crime. Crime is crime. Let me explain something to you. I don't care if you have a white collar or a tank top. If you rob me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.